What's up, Pyromaniacs? Stasis here. We all back in the world of FTB Unleashed. And we've kind of been busy. Sorry about that. That's my phone making noises. Let me shut that little bastard off. As I was saying, I've been kind of busy working on bees for the past couple episodes. One of the subscribers set up a nice little one of the not subscriptions, one of the submissions. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Are these modest? No, these are sorceress. I don't want sorceress. I want modest. Okay, so these are sorceress. We need modest ones. One of my subscribers, when they entered the contest, they used bees to make oil with. Well, I've been trying to figure out how they went about doing so. And German, thankfully, has helped me out a little bit. There's modest. And I've come up with the way to go about doing those. And so I've been working pretty much all day, as the streamers will attest to. The poor bastards have had to watch me slowly work in the direction of the oily bees. And the other major issue is there's like no deserts on our little setup. So it's made it a little rough for us to find the modest bees that we need. Now, the problem that we're going to run into is the modest bee that we're going to be trying to breed with the, I think it's primeval? Okay, I have a primeval, so now to get the oily bee, I need to do the primeval and the modest, yes. So I've spent all day working on breeding a primeval bee, and a primeval bee is quite a few different combinations. Basically, you have to go till you get a diligent, and then you got to get an ancient, and then you have to breed an ancient and a diligent until you get a primeval. And then once you get a primeval, you're pretty much good to go. And then from there, you mate the primeval with a modest, and you have a, I think it's a 8% or 10% chance to get the bee you want. And so once I get the oil bee, then I just have to go ahead and breed it until I get the purebred version of it. And then once it's a purebred version, I'm good to go. So once we get back to base, I'll kind of cover how I did this, how I covered it all. And I'm going to show you guys the wiki that I used. And it will pretty much help you out getting this very easily. And it'll save you a lot of time. Now, German did help me a little bit with this. Number one, he kind of told me how to do this. Number two, he provided me with the beealizer, which you can see right here, which I'll also cover here in a second. He also gave me this force armor, which is what I'm wearing now. I guess we'll get over here to land, let it recharge real quick. Recharge. Come on. And this armor here is what's letting me run on water like this so fast. But unfortunately, I only let you run for a little bit, and then you run out of juice. So, there we go. It does make getting around quicker. But anyways, so what we're going to be doing from here is, like I said, we're going to try and mate these two bees. The problem is, every time you mate two bees together, you get a queen and you get a series of drones. Well, the problem that we're going to run into is the two bees that we're going to be breeding. One of them can breed over here, one of them can't. So the first one that we're breeding, the primeval, can breed over here just fine. The problem we're going to bump into is the modest can't. And that's going to be the tricky situation. So we're over here at our honeycomb setup. Actually, I just realized I'm out of food, and we're going to need to get a little bit more. Let's swing over here real quick. These are our berry bushes that we've got set up. Need a little bit of this. There we go. Alright, so let me more or less briefly go over this and show you guys what we're doing. The beealizer is a critical thing that you're going to want. You need a carpenter to make. It's just some tin, some glass plates, diamond, and redstone. What the beealizer is going to basically let you do is it's going to tell you what a bee, what its perks are, so to speak. So right here we've got a modest. We're going to put it on the question mark. It's going to drop it down. You can see it's an active modest and an inactive modest. What that basically means is it's genetics, so to speak. So these ones right here, they're purebred modests, which is kind of cool. That's kind of what we want. The problem that we're going to run into these right here is while they're purebred modests, And it is... Okay, we got too many people on the server. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm just going to flip it back over to day. Normally I would go sleep in my bed, but we got too many people on the server. That is not going to work, yeah. So here is our primeval. Now, the primeval bee, let me pop him out real quick and I can show you what we've got. The primeval bee is a noble primeval. And he's a pretty good little monster here. You can see some of his perks. He's got a normal or a long lifespan, speed slow, pollen, flowers that he needs, the fertility that he's going to produce, effects, etc., etc. And you can actually tweak these settings later on and do some pretty cool stuff with them. But the Oblivion frame is another thing that's really nice to have. German lucked out and got one from a loot chest. He was nice enough to give it to me. This basically allows your little critters to instantaneously breed. So you can cycle through fairly rapidly and constantly just produce and produce and produce and produce. So if you're looking for a specific type of bee like we are, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to get. Now the problem we're going to run into is the modest bee cannot work here. The primeval bee can. The other issue that we're going to run into is I don't have a purebred, like I was saying, she's not a purebred, she's a primeval noble. So I could continue to breed her with nobles. In fact, I'm probably going to try and do that at least one more time to try and see if I can actually get her full-blown primeval. If I can get her purebred primeval, that will at least allow me to maintain this. So I'm going to breed her again with this because I don't have a purebred primeval. Unfortunately, I have a feeling this is probably going to give us, if we're lucky, this is going to give us a primeval queen, a primeval drone, and then a noble drone. Some of the other options it could give us a noble drone and a noble queen and 2 primeval drones. It just kind of depends how it goes. Now, normally, if we didn't have this Oblivion frame in here, we'd be sitting here for 10, 15 minutes, you know, however long it takes for the little bastard to do its work. All right, so we got a noble princess, which is not something we wanted. And then we have 2 primeval drones. So if I pull her up, here's our noble princess. You can see she's full-blown noble. Now, if we look at these 2 primeval drones, he's primeval noble, and he's primeval noble. That's not good. If I'm not careful, I can actually lose out on my primeval. So I'm going to rebreed him real quick. And I'm going to try and get back onto the primeval as opposed to the pure blood. And I may, if I screw this up, we may actually lose this and have to rebreed. So while we're waiting on this to breed, let me go ahead and cover the oily bee genetic archetype. The first thing you're going to need is a distilled bee. Distilled bees can be combined. Let's see, which one is it? And I'm using this off of the wiki. Oh, no, not the distilled bee. Sorry, diligent bee. To get a diligent, you need a common and a cultivated. When you get the cultivated, commons are just commons. They're easy to get. Cultivated, you can breed by, let's see, breeding pair. You can basically get cultivated by combining a whole ton of different ones. It's one of the more basic setups. And we got another noble. All right, I'm going to put a primeval in there again. God, I'm going to be mad if we cannot get a primeval back. So cultivated's pretty easy. Once you get the cultivated, you can get the, you breed it with a common, you'll get the diligent. And then to get an ancient, you need to do a noble and a diligent. And then once you've got your noble and an ancient, you do that and you get primeval. And then once you've got the primeval, you breed a primeval with a modest, which is another basic one. You can get that out of the desert, which I just showed you guys. And that will give you the, okay, we got a primeval princess again, thank God. All right. And then we've got a noble drone. Okay, so our primeval princess here, let's check her. All right, so she's primeval and noble. We kind of figured that. This is primeval and noble. That's primeval and noble. That's primeval and noble. Damn it. Well, they're both, they're called primevals. It's a pretty good chance that we can get a purebred primeval out of this. I'm going to just keep pounding this until we get a primeval. The reason you want a primeval, it makes it easier to get back there. Anytime you breed two bees, you run the risk of getting a combination that you don't necessarily want. So like right here, I was breeding a primeval noble with a noble primeval. And when you do that, I could technically get a noble or a noble primal and a noble primal. And then breed those together and end up with a noble. So you kind of got to be careful how you breed these little bastards together. Okay, we're starting to flip back over to more purebred. She's still primeval noble. Damn it. What about you guys? Either of you guys full-blown purebred? Nope. There we go. Here's our purebred. Here's our purebred. So we got a primeval right here, which you can see by holding over. And then we've got our primeval noble hybrid. So I'm going to go ahead and mate these two real quick. And again, like I said, this Oblivion frame, huge bonus for this. Makes it very, very easy to do. And while we're doing that, I wanted to show you guys. I have started moving into the house here. I haven't completely made it in, but you can see right here we've got our machines moved in. I'm going to start wiring these guys up over the next day or so. Excuse me. Also, once we get these oil bees set up, we're going to set up our refinery. And over there, you can see the start of our oil rig. Once I get that set up, I will show you guys the full oil rig. I've got to get the machines and everything put inside of there. But Remco helped make the stand for that. So I got to give Remco a nice shout out. We've still got a hybrid noble over here, which I don't like. That's a primeval, which is good. And that's a primeval noble, which is bad. And that's primeval noble. All right, we're going to do this one last time, and then I'm going to say screw it, and we're going to start breeding the primeval with the modest. Now, again, that's going to be really, really scary because if I screw it up, in fact, we may just move back over to the other forest. The reason I kind of want to do that, and the other reason I kind of want to get this person purebred, if I can get a purebred primeval, then I can start mass producing the drones, and then I can go back over there and I can just slam the modest until I get the right setup. The problem that we're running into now is I keep getting these hybrids, these primeval noble hybrids, and every time, there we go, purebred primeval, come on, don't need you, please be purebred, boom. All right, so now we've got the purebred primeval. When I make these two right here, we will again get a purebred primeval. And then as long as I keep one of those drones back, I can always restart this chain 100%. I've finally managed to get the noble properties out of this version of the bee, which is nice. So we've got our modest princess here. We've got a modest drone here. We got another modest. All right, let's dump these all here because these are all of our half-breeds. We'll put those in there. And primeval, I'm going to do this one more time. That'll give us a full stack of pure primevals. Let me make sure. Yeah, we're good. And then we'll breed this, and then we're just going to move this back over the desert. Now, an easier way to kind of do this, if you don't want to have to travel all over the place, there's a couple different ways you could do this. I could have made a Mistcraft age and found one that was a desert biome, and then I could have all of the desert modest bees that I want. Unfortunately, our little area here is very, very... Oh, wait a minute. I don't like that those won't stack. What's going on here? Primeval. Okay. Primeval. All right, so they're stacking now. Okay, I guess it was just because I didn't have it judged. Okay, so we've got a decent stack of these. Let me see if Winter's still on. Oh, she logged off. No. Okay, well, we can still get over there. All right, last breeding cycle. And I know I keep saying last breeding cycle, but again, the reason why I'm forcing this so long... And you know what? We can do a setup real quick. I'll need 2 of these. I got 1 linking book. We're going to do this right here. So we'll drop you here. Let's create the linking book right in front of this. So we'll do this here. So let's go, bam, linking book. Isn't that how it's... Or do I have to read the book? There it goes, linking book. Okay, so we now have a linking book. This book will bring me back to this spot. Cycle you again. Pop. Why are you not stacking? Why are you not stacking? Oh well, screw it. And again, I know some of you guys will probably freak out because I keep popping that, but like I said, the reason I'm doing it, because we're making a YouTube video. Okay. So I now have a Mistcraft Age. The Mistcraft Age will... We're going to do... Let's see. That's a descriptive book. Yeah. Pop this down here. We've got the linking book to get back. So let's go ahead and teleport. Hopefully this is a friendly Mistcraft Age. Please be friendly. I don't know if I'd say friendly, but it'll do. Okay. I'm going to do this here. Drop this here. And we're going to set this as linking book here. And this will get me home. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this. This is going to take me back here. There we go. And then I'm going to snag this book, and we're going to take it with us. And then once we get to Winter's Base, we'll set up another one. All right. So we've got our primeval king here, or queen here. Let me go ahead and make sure we're still full-blown breeding. A few of you guys may be wondering where you get... That's weird. Those should be identical. A few of you guys may be wondering where you get these honey drops. The honey drops are done with the centrifuge right here. And you get the honey drops from catacombs. So you get different combs, bring them over, drop them in here, grind them up, and that's going to give you the different setups that allow you to do what you need to do. I'm going to break one of these real quick. I'm going to leave you here. Don't need that. And I'm going to leave you here with one of those. And then we're going to take this with us after it finishes breeding. There we go. All right. Hopefully this doesn't hurt. Oh, come on. Where's my force armor? There it goes. And it shouldn't take us too long to get over here to where we need to go. Now, I do believe this bee requires... We're going to rest right here for just a second. I do believe this bee requires cactus as its flower. I could be wrong. I'll know here shortly once we get back over here. Thankfully, this force armor, which is totally overpowered, does work well on water. Otherwise, this would be awkward. Trying to avoid this jungle on my left. That makes things kind of a pain in the ass. Alright. 200 blocks away. We should be able to see it shortly. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to use, once we get our aloe berry set, or not our aloe berry, our, damn it. And just in case you guys were curious, no, I'm not in creative. This is all benefits of force armor. And you'll notice, since I no longer have my fist out, there we go. Boom. Alright, this will work. Alright, so we got another linking book we're going to set up right here. We'll just do it here. There we go. And we got another stand. We'll drop a stand there. Now we've got the descriptive book that we used previously, so we're going to set it here. Now we go through. Okay, and we drop you here. And then we drop the linking book here. Do I have any more wood with me? I do, but I don't think it's enough. Actually... Thankfully, there are some trees here. Oh, really? There we go. Alright. Turn in this. Make a crafting station. Drop that. there. And then... okay, pop that out. And then we'll do home. Desert. I think I'm off on this. Okay. And now we can get back and forth between the desert and home pretty quickly. I'll have to run back one more time. The reason I have to run back one more time is obviously I don't want the book staying here because then it's kind of a one-way. So, oh, actually, no. Here, we'll do this. We'll do this. Drop you here. Put descriptive book there. Now we're in the desert. And then we just set you here. Okay. And now we're good. Now I just bury this other book. Keep it from being hurt, hopefully. And we're good. So now I can easily get back and forth between all the areas I need to get to. Actually, let's do it this way. There we go. So I can easily get back and forth. I have a linking book, which will get me over there from my other base, and all is well. Okay, let's drop our Alaberry, or not our Alaberry, our beehive here. Set that up. We've got our modest princess, and we're going to go ahead and do a primeval drone. Hopefully these two will instantaneously mate. Be very, very happy. And give me some beautiful oily bee babies. We have quite a few chances to breed through these, and I can always teleport back home and spit out a few new primevals if I have to. What's going on? That should be spitting out. There it goes. Alright, so we got a primeval, primeval, primeval. Alright. So we'll spit the primevals back, and then we're going to go ahead and crossbreed with a modest. And I don't think he's going to like the desert at all, actually. Yeah, it's a hostile environment, so we're going to put him there. We're just going to do another modest princess with another primeval. While we're looking for that, I'm going to look around, see if I can find some more beehives real quick. Unfortunately, this isn't a very large desert. And there were a lot of sorceress bees here, which unfortunately we don't need. The sorceress bees are the blue ones. Those are the ones I'm avoiding right now. There's one. These are the ones we actually need. Damn, there's more oil over here? Dude, this place is amazing for oil. Awesome. Gimme. Okay, we got another modest princess, which is good. And that's basically the issue with the crossbreed here, is both of the groups that go into this breed don't breed well. Oh, come on. Neither of them breed well in the same biome. So it kind of makes things difficult because they don't get along very well. All right, all right, all right. I'll break it. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, let's bust this one open right here real fast. That'll give us another batch. I don't see any more over there, and we'll head back over to our little aviary, which should be... I keep saying aviary instead of apiary. It's because me and German were talking about apiary or aviaries all day today. All right, how do we do? Primeval, primeval, primeval. Son of a bitch. The nice thing about these is I'll be able to take these back to base and breed them real easy. Primeval. Primeval. Alright, modest. Let's give you another one of these. And sometimes you'll have to breed these 30, 40, 50 times before you get it. There are ways for you to increase the chances of a mutation, I believe. There's also a whole DNA system where you can actually yank the parts of the bee out that you want. and put, another part. Like, let's say this bee is slow to produce, but the other bee is fast to produce. Well, you can yank the DNA part of fast production from the other bee, put it into the slow bee, and you basically make a super bee. So, oh god, we are getting killed here. Alright, we're going to have to head back to base now. Go ahead and yank the Oblivion frame out. And head home. And where's our little stand? Right there. Slap you there. Okay. So we've got our primeval queen there producing. We're just going to utilize... Oh god. Do I have an empty one? Or a semi-empty one? We'll use this one here. It's more empty. Okay. So we have a primeval princess. Oh, crap. Put that there. Primeval princess. And pull these out. Let's clear our inventory up just a bit. There we go. Don't need sorceress. Actually, don't need any of this crap either. Alright. And switch it back to day. We'll pop these out. I don't need these getting mixed in with our good bee. There we go. And I reverse these. There we go. Alright, so we have 2 primeval princesses. I need to go through all of these and figure out which one's the modest. Alright, so these both are going to be fine. So let's see. This one is modest. This one is primeval. This one is primeval modest. Those should stack. Primeval modest. And primeval modest. Okay. What'd we end up with? Modest princess. Good. And modest drone. Alright, so we put a primeval princess back in there, and we're putting a modest. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to breed these over and over again. When we get a dominant set of modest, we switch over to the desert biome. When we get a dominant setup that is primeval, we come back over here to my little bee area, and we'll just keep bouncing back and forth, and hopefully we'll get that oily bee fairly quickly. Now, the problem we're going to bump into when we get the oily bee is going to be very similar to the problem that we had with the last setup while we were trying to get all of that sorted, in the fact that, okay, so these are modest, this is primeval, and that's a modest. There we go. We're going to have to get it purebred. I mean, we don't technically have to, but if we don't purebred it, then you run the risk of losing it. So it's possible that even once we get it, we're going to have a hard time getting it purebred, and then we'll have to just keep breeding it over and over again until we manage to get the purebred completely set up and square. Hopefully it won't be a problem. That's the hope. Now, once we get this set up, I'm going to use it to start oil production. These are going to be, at least initially, incredibly slow. They're going to take for freaking ever to do what they need to do, and the main reason for that is I think it's a 15-minute timer. There's going to be some bonuses that we can get that will slowly speed that up, and we're going to have to look at some of these other bees, find bees that have fast production, maybe long life cycles, so they don't have to be swapped out very often. Quick pollination, etc., etc. And eventually, over the next couple weeks, we will breed the perfect bee. The good news is there's plenty of oil, which you guys have seen. I mean, I've got oil. I've got like 3 oil deposits I found today. I've got that one over there. Oil shouldn't be an issue for a while. So we're going to get our AE system going hopefully this week. We're going to get our first steam boiler up hopefully this week. And then our basic refining setup using the oil well over here to the right behind the base. And then we'll start getting our power rolling. And it should at least be a fairly decent start. And then by the time we start running out of oil, hopefully I'll have these bees completely automated with an AE system. And we won't have an issue. We'll have complete energy independence. because we'd be making oil with bees, which is kind of creepy if you ask me. But that will be a little bit further down the road because, like I said, you get one comb per 15 minutes, and each of the combs, I think, is either half a bucket or 1 bucket. So you can see that, you know, over time, that's going to take a really, really long time to produce. Especially boilers initially, they're very, very hungry. So you can run into problems where they just take for absolute ever to get rolling. And I don't know why this little bastard is taking so long to breed. This is... no flowers. What are you talking about? You got flowers all over the place. Quit bitching. That's weird. Okay, you want yellow flowers? Alright, fine, fine. I'll move it. I'll move it. Chill. We'll put you right there. Is that gonna work for you? No flowers. Hive members are not finding the right flowers. Oh, both of them need cactuses. Ouch. Okay, well, that's no big deal. We can handle that. I'm on the motherfucker. Chill. Chill, chill, chill. Again, another problem that you can run into with breeding these things is occasionally some of the unintended side effects. They will pull things over that you didn't plan for them to yank. I did not expect to end up with a primeval that wanted cactuses. It's just weird. But that's okay. No problem. Alright, let's put you back in there. Hopefully you're happy now. You can spit out some babies for me. Hopefully one of the said babies is exactly what I'm wanting. Or I will strangle a few of your little babies here. Alright, so we got a primeval princess, modest drone. Yeah, well, we're doing pretty good here, actually. As long as they keep giving us the modest drones, we can basically cycle on this forever. And I do apologize that this is taking forever. Unfortunately, these Oblivion frames are kind of hard to get. German gave me this one. Let's see, how nasty are they to make? Proven frame, that's pretty easy. What about this? Essence of Unending Grave. With what? Soulful wax. Son of a bitch. Okay, and sulfur wax comes from... yeah, so these are basically produced by ultra high-end bees, which, unfortunately, I do not have. I think they're from primeval... oh, Oblivion drones, probably. Yeah. They'll be producing this stuff. That's ridiculous. Alright, well, I'm going to give this 1 or 2 more cycles, and then if we don't get our oily bee and get success, we'll just skip ahead to the next episode where we will cover how we're going to set that up. I did want to show you guys more or less the basics of the breeding process. Hopefully you guys at this point feel a little comfortable with how to breed bees. I will try and put the wiki that I've been using to get all of my bees researched. It's a pretty good little wiki that'll show you how to do it. You do have to do a little bit of reading because like half of it, you click a button and it'll tell you the 2 things that'll breed. And then sometimes it's in the first paragraph at the top and it'll be like, just go here and blah, blah, blah. So you do have to read it a little bit more than some of the other wikis, which is kind of an annoyance. But it still tells you everything you need to know. And it saves you... I mean, hundreds of hours, because otherwise you'd be sitting here forever trying to get this stuff done. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. All right, so we did finally run out of primeval queens. We're going to have to bounce back over to our little desert area, start the breeding over there again, and I'm going to just keep rinsing and repeating this until we get the one that we want, and then I'll focus on getting it purebred for us. Damn it, I forgot the frame. I'll focus on purebreading it by next episode, and then I'll show you guys how we're going to get the refining stuff set up. So, anyways, for those of you guys watching on YouTube, hopefully you guys are liking this series. If you do, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.